let us begin. We'll start usual fashion from the very core, making a very gentle turn. So just feel into your back, see how it feels. Give it a gentle move. And then open out. So I read on Facebook a post about the bees and the insects. Don't worry, it's not going to be talk about the birds and the bees, it's bees and insects today. And it's about waiting until the temperature is a steady 10 degrees before you start to clear up your leaves and clear away all the dead stuff in your garden, because all of the insects are still hibernating. And so they said, wait for a steady period where the temperature stays above 10 degrees. So I checked onto the weather forecast, and there seems to be at least 2 weeks ahead of us where they're thinking it's going to be more or less, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so it kind of struck me that there was a feeling of spring in the air, no matter how weirdly artificial it might seem. And we're heading through Chinese New Year at the moment, so there's a definite sort of change going on energetically. And so I thought that maybe something we might do is just to start working on our liver energy. The reason for that is that as we come towards the springtime, the kidneys give up their role as being the leader, and we move on to the liver, which becomes the dominant organ for the next period. So in the 5 elements, we work through 72-day cycles. I think that's right. If you take 5 and multiply it by 72, you get a year. Is that right? A 74-day? Anyway, it's over 70-day cycles. 5 7s is 35. Yeah, that's about, yeah, anyway. So work through these 72-day cycles. And we must be, I suppose, approaching the end of the kidney cycle now. But the idea is to actually work on our livers to be prepared for moving into the next season. So you don't wait until the season changes and then sort of jump onto it. You start putting in some extra work. So I was thinking about boosting our liver chi, giving us more sort of power to move between seasons, which can be a very choppy time, and then giving us more power to sustain our way through that season. And so the way that we do that in medical Qigong is using liver exercises specifically, and using liver tones. In Zheneng Qigong, Dr. Pang doesn't make those differentiations. His exercise sets tend to cover all bases. The idea in medical Qigong is that you can actually just press the button a little bit more firmly, if you like, and add a little bit of extra power. And so I quite like the idea of doing that. It's, it's just find it enjoyable. And so I don't think there's ever a time when using the sounds is a bad idea, but I think this is a particularly good one for today. So we're going to work our way around the simple set of sounds. And that may or may not lead on to using Dr. Pang's sounds in a few weeks' time. So just to tell you what that means, Dr. Pang, having studied, they say he studied with 19 different Grand Masters. And so having studied the 19 different Grand Masters, Dr. Pang would have encountered various different Qigong forms that have various different sounds. Well, there's a sort of a commonality to them. We find the repetition of sounds all the way through the different schools and different forms. Not always common, and some have 1 or 2 notable differences. But the set that I was taught in medical Qigong, that had been sort of distilled from quite a few different schools as well. And so the sounds were kind of standardized. And they're not incredibly different to Dr. Pang's sounds, but there are just 6 of them. Whereas Dr. Pang takes the sounds and he divides them into 3 pieces for each of the 5 organs. So each organ, rather than having 1 sound, now has 3 sounds when Dr. Pang does it. And there are echoes very similar in both systems. So I think his is probably an advancement on the one we're going to teach you, which is why we start off with the 6 sacred sounds first, and then we'll go on to Dr. Pang's 5 sounds afterwards. And just to answer the question, why have I got 6 and he's got 5? There are 5 organ sounds that we're going to do today. And the 6th sound is for what's called the triple burners. And the triple burners are 3 kind of energy areas that sit within the body, within the trunk of your body. And so it's just a 6th sound that kind of pulls everything together. Okay, so let's take this exercise and open it up a little bit, go a little bit further, stretch out. And so, yeah, the last thing to say is that the way that you can use the sounds in your favor, let's say, is decide that perhaps, today we'll go through half a dozen repetitions of all of the sounds. But when we get to the liver, we might do, 9 instead of 6. And so you can just pick out the particular sound for the time of year, for the season that we're in, and then we can press that a little bit harder than the other ones, which will just emphasize the exercise, emphasize the liver power, as it were. Good, so let's let this bit slow down, gently, gently, slowly, slowly, coming to a stop. And allow the body to settle. Hands go deep in the earth, lift up. Let's gently pour chi hands down through our chi body, drifting the energy from your head, moving the energy deep into your belly. And then when you release the hands, you just imagine the chi flows through. So focusing everything towards the lower energy field, gathering chi and pouring. Gathering chi and pouring chi. Moving the focus deep into the belly. Okay, so normally 3 times is enough, but if you want to keep going, if you feel they're a little bit wobbly, so let's just gather the hands down through the body and let's go into our forward bend. So we just draw the hands down, aiming the focus deep into the belly. And then as the hands go down, just let your head gently drift down. And we're just following the hands downwards and heading towards the feet. Just let your body hang there. Let the back of your neck relax and hang there. It's a bit dull in here today, so I'm just going to put the lights on while you hang and relax. So the idea is we just release our hamstrings a bit. Really try and move the weight slightly forwards into your toes, and that just allows the hamstrings to open ever so slightly. Okay, so the first extension gently takes us down towards the tips of our toes, just in line with the toes. And then you release. The next extension, imagine a line drawn between the roots of your toes. Just stretch towards that. And release. Imagine a line that's drawn between your insteps. Gently stretch towards that. And release. And eventually, we imagine a line drawn between the heels.
stretching towards that. Release and relax and let the body hang. Okay, great. So lift the tailbone up behind, gently push the tailbone towards the front, curl the spine up, bring up the head, the arms, the ears as one piece, draw up to full height and stretch. Now, knees and hips go forward, you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and back. Up and gently back. Hands up into the blue sky. We'll just do a gentle side bend, curling down to your left-hand side. Just stretching towards the back of your left knee. You can incline your head slightly in that direction towards the back of the left knee as well. Swap over. Right hand comes down. We work down towards the back of the right knee. Left hand. So bend the body left, let the head go left, down towards the back of your left knee. And right. Body leans right, head leans right. Hand stretches towards the back of the right knee. Right hand comes up. Okay, so let's go through this again. Nice soft knees, just let the head tip over. Roll down to the back. Sink your way down. Release and relax. Whole body relaxes, whole body hangs. Softly extend towards the tips of your toes. And release. In line with the roots of your toes. And release. In line with your insteps. And release. In line with your heels. Relax, release, body hangs, tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine rolls up, arms and ears gather together, drawing up to full height, decent stretch. Knees and hips go forward, you lean back. Gently up, gently back. Up and back. Up and gently back. Great, hands up into the blue sky. Side bend, letting us over to the left. Up and over to the right. Over to the left. Over to the right. Bring the hands up together. Let's try and go through these exercises with straight legs then. Tipping over the head, the arms, the ears. Keep the legs as straight as you can, gently curling your way down. Body relaxes and body hangs. Back of the neck is soft. But legs stay straight. Extend towards your toes. And release. In line with the roots of your toes. And release. Heading towards your insteps. And release. Back towards your heels. Release and relax. Tailbone lifts behind. Push the tailbone to the front. Curl the spine up. Head, arms, and ears gather up. Draw up to full height. Stretch to the blue sky.
Knees and hips go forward, you lean back. Up, gently back. Up, gently back. Up, gently back. Hands in the blue sky. Curl down to the left. Body leans left. Feel the whole right side of your body open. Over to the right. Right hand towards the back of your knees. Feel the left of the body open. Left hand down. Right hand down. And bring the right hand up. Okay, so last time through the whole exercise, nice straight legs. Head, arms and ears tip over. Up, back, middle back, lower back. Legs stay straight, body hangs. Back of the neck relaxes. Yeah, great. So extend towards your toes and release. In line with the roots of your toes and release. Towards your insteps and release. And eventually back towards your heels. Body relaxes and hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes towards the front, spine gently rolls up, head, arms and ears follow, draw up to full height, stretch to the blue sky. Release knees and hips forward as you lean back. Gently up, gently back, up and back, up and back. Good. Hands up into the blue sky. Side bend. And swap to the other side. Up. And swap. And then bring the hands up together. Allow the chi to pour for a few moments, pouring through your whole body. Imagine standing there, a torrent of chi pouring through. Releasing the hands down the sides. Let's just gather the chi. Hands in the earth, lift chi up. Allow this energy to move through your body. Chi hands moving through a chi body, adjusting the energy, moving it back down into the belly, storing it in the back, releasing the hands, and it continues to flow and reconnect with the earth. From the earth we lift, and then we pour. We focus deep down inside. Release and relax. Third time. And as per usual, if you feel you need to keep going, if the forward bends have made you feel lightheaded, go on, keep going. But otherwise, just bring your hands down and head them down towards your belly, and then just leave them on the belly for a few moments, really centering yourself, drawing the chi deep inside. You can just let your hands relax gently by your sides. Okay, so you're already in a standing stance. You can just adjust as needs be. As we stand here, just gently relax your forehead. Teacher Ling always uses that lovely image. Imagine your eyebrows as two caterpillars and they're walking away from each other. Just this idea that eyebrows help to smooth out your furrowed brow. Soften your jaw. Your tongue can just gently touch against the upper mouth. Breathing through the nose if possible. Jaws relaxed. Tension out of the jaw. Sometimes we hold a lot of tension in our jaw, clamp our teeth together. So make your jaw relaxed. Nice long neck. So sometimes we have this tendency to lift the chin up and rest the neck on the back of the shoulders. Or the other is just let the chin kind of slump down and stare at the floor. What we do with the neck is we just try and tuck the chin gently towards the throat and just keep the neck long and flexible. Just find a way to relax your neck. Give a little move about, stretch it, turn it, and then bring it into a comfortable posture. Relax the shoulders. So with a gentle in-breath, lift your shoulders up. Roll the shoulders softly towards the back. And with a gentle out-breath, imagine Qi flushes through the whole of your body from head to feet as you release the shoulders down. A wave of Qi goes through the body. Let's go again, just gently lifting up, breathing in. Shoulders go to the back, and as you breathe out, Qi flows down the whole body. Once more. Whole body relaxes. Gentle, easy breathing. Feel your arms relaxed. You can allow this Qi to wash down from your shoulders, down through your arms to your fingertips. Feel your fingertips tingle, filled with Qi. Arms filled with Qi, relaxed muscles. And then we have the spine. Tailbone sitting down a little bit. Byway lifting up a bit. You get this lovely straight spine. And of course, just talked about tucking the chin slightly back. And the reverse of that is tucking the tailbone slightly forward. We're talking tiny tucks, a few millimeters back and a few millimeters forwards. And all that does is just straighten your spine up a little bit. So you have this lovely straight spine with the tailbone sitting down, our knees softly bent. Try and relax into your thighs, relax into your calves. Feel Yong Quan on the sole of your feet gently open. Connecting you into the earth. Just imagine this wonderful earth Qi. It's just the first vestiges of spring Qi. Like sap rising in plants. Imagine this energy moving up through your body. But also, when we open up Yong Quan on the sole of the foot, Qi also flows out. So Qi that's no longer needed in your body can easily escape back into the earth. And Qi that you require comes flowing back into your body. So you have this lovely balancing effect as the legs guide Qi up to the lower dantian. So between the legs, we have Hoi Yin. We're just going to think about Hoi Yin for a moment. Just gently lift Hoi Yin up. And that allows the Qi to flow up the legs to Hoi Yin and then up into the belly. And then forget about Hoi Yin. So there is a sort of a moment in our breathing exercises. When we breathe in, we can lift Hoi Yin gently. And when we breathe out, make the sound, we can let Hoi Yin relax. You can try adding that in if you wish. But it's a gentle kind of breath in and squeezing between the legs. And as you breathe out, you can gently relax Hoi Yin. We don't think about it opening, we just think about it kind of like relaxing. So we'll see, we'll try some sounds in a few moments. So the whole body is soft and relaxed. There's this idea that standing Qigong, it has the name standing like a post, and that sounds inflexible, no movement. but it's also better translated as standing like a tree. And if you think about a mighty oak tree, it's always gently moving in the breeze, very, very tiny movements. You can hardly even see them. The oak tree gently shifts and moves. And so do you. Just allow yourself to gently, softly move, keeping the knees bent and allowing your chi tree to gently move. Now we bring our focus to the palms of the hands, Lao Gung. So Lao Gung is right in the center of your palm. Just imagine Lao Gung open, chi flowing down your arms, out into the outside world, but also gathering chi in through the center of Lao Gung, through the center of your arms, all the way up through the center of your shoulders. Comes up to the top of the shoulder, Jianjing. Jianjing is the shoulder well. And so if you imagine a point between the center of your spine and the tip of your shoulder, you work along the top of the shoulder to halfway in between the two, you find Jianjing, the shoulder well. So we can imagine drawing chi with the breath up the hands, up the arms, to Jianjing, and then letting this chi pour down into middle dantian and pour down into lower dantian. And so also breathing in through the legs and drawing up the center line of the legs to Hui Yin and up into the belly. When you breathe out, you just let the chi escape in whatever fashion it needs, out through your nose, out through your pores, out through these acupuncture points. So we're not really thinking about the out breath, we're just breathing out naturally as the instruction goes. So the in breath, we can gather through these 4 channels. Imagine gathering through your legs and gathering through your hands. Imagine the passage as we breathe in, all focusing into the lower dantian. As we breathe out, we just relax. Breathe in and imagine the chi traveling up your legs to Hui Yin. Gathers in the belly, and a gentle breath out. Through the palms of the hands when we breathe in, breathing in to Jianjing on the shoulders, and down to lower dantian. Breathing out natural. We'll just stimulate these 4 channels a few more times. Just imagine the breath flowing in all 4 channels. Focusing into lower dantian. Breathing out. Breathing in through the 4 channels. And breathing out. So you don't have to think about it every time, because the natural breath, when we take a breath in, will follow this pathway now. So mentioning Hui Yin between the legs, we have another important point that matches Hui Yin on top of the head, Bai Hui. Bai Hui sits on the crown of the head, and it connects all the way down through the dantians to Hui Yin between the legs, and the 3 dantians are strung like the 3 jewels through the dantian. Through the passage, which is called the Tai Yi pole. So the Tai Yi pole is kind of, I think it's like the main pole that holds up the tent in, it's also known as Chong Mai. It's the main pole that holds up the tent in your nomadic house on the steppes. And so it's the most important pole of them all. You can imagine that as you come in through the top of Bai Hui, it goes straight into upper dantian, deep in the center of your upper energy field. And then it goes down through your throat, it goes deep into the center of the middle energy field. And then it goes down into the center of the lower energy field behind your belly, and it connects down to Hui Yin. And so now we have the 5 channels coming up through the legs, coming up through the hands, and then coming down from Bai Hui, and all of them centering, gathering in lower dantian. And as we know, when lower dantian chi is abundant, your body heals instantaneously. So let's just gather chi, gathering in from the feet, the hands, and from the top of the head. Breathe gently in. And relax and let the breath out naturally. Breathing up from the soles of the feet. Hoi yin. Lower dantian. Relax. Breathing in from the palms of the hands to Jian Jing. Down to lower dantian. And breathing out naturally. Breathing in from Bai Hui. Down through the dantians. All the way to lower down to the belly. From Bai Hui. Upper dantian, middle dantian to lower dantian. And breathing out naturally. Just gather qi a few more times using these 5 channels. When you breathe in, lower dantian glows with energy. You could have your hands in front of lower dantian if you wish. Okay, so let's just focus our minds now on the liver. So the liver sits on the right-hand side of the body, just kind of below the ribs, above the ribs, just kind of mostly protected by the ribs, really. It goes all the way across to the point of it, sticking all the way across almost to the right hand, to the left-hand side. So the right area of the ribs is filled with your liver, biggest organ in the body. It's all about keeping the blood healthy, warming the blood. You could have your hands gently in front of the liver. And so if we have our hands at sort of rib level, that implies the liver, and we're thinking about the liver. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to think about the liver. We're going to use the liver tone shu, S-H-U-U-U-U, etc. So we stand in a comfortable stance. We take a slow breath in. And then we say shu. Try gently tightening Hoi Yin between your legs as you breathe in. Gradually relaxing as we say shu. Gently tightening. Shu. Lift Hoi Yin as you breathe in. Relax Hoi Yin as you breathe out. Shu. Breathing in. Shu. Breathing in. Shu. We'll add some more just to give extra power for springtime. Breathing in. Shu. Breathing in. Shu. the final time. Sure. Gentle, easy breathing. So we're just imagining our liver, glowing green, spring grass color, shoots color. And the liver is just happy, free flowing. So often the word that Chinese medicine uses is stagnation, when something's not really moving very easily. So now we think of the qi flowing through the liver, bright and easy, everything working well. All liver functions returning to perfect working order. All liver functions normal. So the next season would bring us around to summer. And so we could just have our hands in front of our hearts. If the hands become too much of a trial, you can always put them back on your belly. There's no problem holding them on dantian. But if you can keep them up in front, it's great. Have the hands in front of your heart, gently moving qi with your hands, just gently connecting with the heart energy. And unsurprisingly, the heart is called ha. You say ha, H-A-A-A-A, ha. The heart color is red. So you can imagine our heart glowing, a beautiful red. And we can just gently lift Hoi Yin as we breathe in. Relax Hoi Yin and say, ha. Gentle breath in. Nice easy breath. Vibrating deep in the chambers of your heart. Heart glowing red. Breathing in. Connecting deep inside your heart. Breathing in. Gently breathing in. Connecting with the heart, imagining the heart glowing, pure, clean, clear. You could drop your hands onto your heart if you wish for a moment. Hold it. Feel it working well. And so, for instance, if you've had a treatment with me and I've mentioned to you, it'd be good for you to work with your heart energy, you could then always sort of double up and do, 6, 9, 12, if we're doing 6, you could do 12 with your liver because it's coming into springtime. You could perhaps do 12 with your heart because I've told you to work on that. These kind of things. So you can make it up yourself. This is never going to do any damage. But if you feel that, there are particular areas of you that you might like to work on, or let's say perhaps in the past you've had a problem with your kidneys, you could then take the decision to, add another 3 kidney tones in or another 6 kidney tones in as you wish. So it's just up to you. Okay, so when we have summertime in the Chinese calendar, there's an extra, or the Chinese 5 elements thinking, there's an extra season added in, which they call late summer. And so that's the time when we often call it Indian summer. We get a sort of second summer towards the end of the year. So late summer is the season of the spleen. Spleen lives on the left-hand side. It's under your ribs, kind of opposite the liver. spleen and liver are very, very similar. So having your hands in front of the liver and the spleen at the same time is fine. It's always a good thing. They both kind of benefit each other. They're kind of like twins separated at birth. So spleen is the partner with stomach. So spleen is also to do with our digestive system and so forth. So if that rings a bell, you could always do more spleen work, but otherwise we just keep everything in balance. So spleen is WHO, who, like blowing out a candle. Ooh. So we start off with this kind of dramatic, and then we say ooh, just let that ring through. So have the hands in front of the spleen, just relax into your standing stance. You can just lift Huiyin gently as you breathe in. Then we hit ooh. Gentle breath in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Last time for the spleen. Deep breath in. You could place your hands on the spleen. You gently rub your spleen. You can just imagine your spleen working well, all functions of your spleen in perfect working order, helping and supporting your digestive system. All functions normal. Great. So after this late summer, we move into autumn, and that's our lungs. So the lungs sit right up here, and sometimes holding your hands up in front of your lungs for a long time is tiring, or having your hands actually on your lungs. But it doesn't really matter. You can have your hands on the belly or front, wherever you like. And we're just going to stimulate the lungs, and the lung tone is just hissing through your teeth. So what happens is that my standard biology way of describing the lungs is like a piece of broccoli shoved upside down into a plastic bag. So that gives you an idea of how your lungs look. And then the very tips of the lungs are the florets of the broccoli, and you get this kind of like very, very gentle tingle at the very tips of your lungs when you hiss. So this creates a vibration deep inside the lungs, which just gently, gently tingles the ends of the lungs. So we're going to hiss through our teeth and have the hands in front of the lungs if you wish. Okay, take a gentle breath in. Very good. Gentle breath in. The lungs color is white. So we can just imagine the lungs glowing white. Breathing in. deep inside your lungs. 3 more. Breathe deep. That last one. So you can place your hands on your lungs and just gently rub onto the chest, upper part of the lungs. Imagine your lungs functioning well, clean, clear, no infections, everything working well, strong lungs, strong breath, supporting the cleaning of your blood. Okay, great. All functions of your lungs in perfect working. Okay, so finally, when we come through the autumn season, we move into the winter season, which is what we're kind of on the cusp of leaving now, but we still do our kidneys nonetheless. And the kidneys have got a strange tone. You can actually say chew, C-H-E-W, chew. And when you do that, just put your hands onto your tummy and really hit that kind of plosive kind of chew. When you say chew, you'll feel your hands jump, chew. And that's because the diaphragm is gently jumping. And as the diaphragm jumps, the kidneys jump. So the kidneys rest on the diaphragm. And as you say, chew, the kidneys get a little bounce. And the kidneys love a little bounce. So we're going to say chew and let the kidneys, and then the tone that develops from chew into chewy. So like chewy, but with a long E on the end. Okay, so what would you do with your hands? You could have your hands just in front of your ribs at the front and imagine the kidneys around the back. You could actually place your hands on your kidneys. And so you can actually place your hands on your kidneys just by bringing them around behind and touching onto the lower back. So whatever you choose to do doesn't really matter, but the hands in front and think of the kidneys is fine as well. So we're going to say chewy. Okay, let's take a gentle breath in. And say chew. Breathing deep, lifting hoi yin. Hitting the plosive chew. Gently breathing in. Chew. Breathing in. Chew. Breathing in. Chew. Last time. Chew. Gently massage. You can massage on the front. You can rub around the back if you wish. Gently massaging into the kidneys. Feeling your kidney function strong. Feeling the kidneys supporting your life function. All functions of your kidneys retained a perfect working order. So finally, we move on to the last tone, which is Shi. And basically, it's about drawing all of this energy together. You can just have your hands on your belly, on lower dantian. Say Shi 6 times. Gently breathing in. Shi. Breathing in. Breathe deep. Breathing in. Last time. Gentle breathing. I'm just going to gently open the hands in front of lower dantian. So just imagine as you open your hands, the whole of lower dantian opens out into the universe. And as you gently close your hands to lower dantian, gather chi inside. Open and expand lower dantian. Close and gather chi back inside. Last time. Open and expand lower dantian. And as we close, we gather chi. You can bring the hands back onto lower dantian. Hold all this chi deep inside. Now we move the hands up to the middle dantian, the breastbone. Hands settled on the breastbone. Again, open the hands out into space. Gather chi back from middle dantian. Open. Gather chi back. One more time. Bring the hands to settle on middle dantian. And the last one, let's move the hands up to the third eye. Gently have the hands resting on the third eye. So when we open up the upper dantian, you can open up above you, in front of you, whatever feels right. Open the hands. As you breathe out, draw the chi back to upper dantian, filling the brain with energy. Gently open and expand. Gather chi. Open and expand. Gather chi. Just bring the hands back to settle. Upper dantian. Draw the hands downwards to the middle dantian. Draw them down to the belly, lower dantian. Let's circle 3 circles round, lower dantian, just gathering chi inside, holding all the energy inside. And we'll go back 3 circles in the opposite direction. And just stand there for a moment. Lower dantian is abundant blood and chi flowing well through your body. Imagine the chi flowing up your spine into your brain. Imagine the whole brain illuminated to your neck and to your shoulders. Pour the chi down your arms to your fingertips. Whole of the spine illuminated, ribs illuminated, all the way into the tailbone, into your hips and pelvis, all the way down into your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, illuminated with chi. Body, upper and lower parts of the body, the trunk, everything filled with chi. An abundance of energy, blood and chi flowing well through your body, and all functions of your body returning to perfect working order. All functions of the body returning to perfect working order. All functions normal. You put a big smile on your face. Let the hands relax down by your sides. As you stand here, imagine yourself standing in your Wei Qi layer. It's a layer of chi all the way around your skin, envelops your entire body, about an inch thick. It's your protective layer, this incredible, strong layer of chi. Keeps everything out you want to keep out, lets everything in you want into your body. And then round that, your chi body, a wider layer of chi, about 1 meter above, below, back, front, you encased in this wonderful field of chi, protecting you and connecting you out into the wider chi field. Feel the support from all of our classmates, from all of the people who study around the whole globe, from the teachers, from Dr. Pang. Feel yourself connected, protected, supported. And of course, you giving your support to them too. All functions of the body return to perfect working order. All functions normal. You can slowly open your eyes, put a big smile on your face, give your fingers a little wiggle, move your body and stretch out in any way you might feel you need to. And then we can just unmute ourselves and we'll say Haola. So as I often say, the Buddhists put their hands together like this when they say thank you. And then the Taoists, they hold their hands one over the top of the other. But in Qigong, we curl the fingers. So your fingertips on top, you curl them together and put the thumbs on the end. And we end up with what's called entirety hands. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. Oh, we haven't done Haola yet, have we? So, well, in that case, let's do Haola and then we can do the salute. Hands up in the air. 1, 2. Haola. 1, 2. Haola. And again, 1, 2. Haola. And there, entirety hands now. Thank you very much, everyone. Really good to see you all. And this will go up online if you want to do the class again. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.